responses. Okay, so implementation steps to copy the data from Blob Storage Account to SQLDB, then SQLDB to Gen2SA. Okay, this demo is very big. Today's demo is going to be very big demo. Okay. So let me open the material here. Yeah, this one guys. See here, in this lab, there are two parts that we are going to do. Okay, see, listen carefully. In this lab, there are two parts we are going to do. See guys, every time, okay, till now, okay, every time till now, we have created one pipeline for one lab, right? We have created one pipeline for one lab. Okay, I'll do one thing, Bhaskar. I'll give you this user ID and password. You take this one and you can do the practice. Okay. I'll give you this user ID and password, what I am using. You use it, no problem. Whatever the resource group you are creating, just one favor you have to do for me. Whatever the resource group you are creating, immediately you have to, no, I can give it to only one person, guys. I can give it to only one person, because if multiple resources is being created, then it will, cause some problem. So Bhaskar is asking me actually from very long time. Okay, that's why I want to give it to Bhaskar. Jitendra, if you want it, I can arrange one for you. Just have some patience, Jitendra. Okay, I'll see. Okay, and who can give the user ID and password? Okay. See guys, free trial, you can share it. You can share free trial accounts, user ID and password. There is no harm at all. Okay. Okay. Fine. So Bhaskar, I dropped you the user ID and password. Okay, please take it. Okay, and make a login. You can do the practice. Only one favor, Bhaskar, please delete the resource group immediately after you have done your lab. Don't keep the resource group. That's only one thing you have to do. So I was saying, like here, every time till now, we have created, okay, one ADF pipeline. We have created one ADF pipeline for one lab. But for this lab, we are going to create three pipelines. We are going to create three pipelines. Two pipelines is for business requirement. Okay, and third pipeline. Okay, third pipeline is to execute the first and second pipeline. Okay, first and second pipeline is for business requirement. First and second pipeline is for business requirements, and third pipeline is to execute the first and second pipelines. Okay, so in this lab we are having two parts, first part and second part. First part we are doing in one pipeline, second part we are doing in separate pipeline. Then after that, to execute this first pipeline and second pipeline, we are designing the third pipeline, and this third pipeline will execute the first and second pipeline. Third pipeline will execute the first and second pipeline. Okay, so this is what the lab is. I'll start the lab. It's very big actually. This lab is very big. Okay, part one. Okay, part one is for first pipeline. Part two is for second pipeline. What we are doing in part one? In part one, copy the data from Blob Storage Account to SQL database. Copying data from Blob Storage Account to SQL database. Part 2, second pipeline, copy the data from SQL database to SQL to Gen2. From Blob to SQL, then from SQL to Gen2. Okay. From Blob to SQL, then SQL to Gen2. Okay. See here, part 1 and part 2. In part 1, we are doing what? Okay, we are extracting the data. We are getting the files metadata. We are picking the type of files, and then we are loading into where SQL database. And then from here, source is what? Blob storage account. Destination is SQL database. Here, source is SQL database and destination is data lake Gen2. Data lake Gen2. Okay, fine. So if I say here, okay, Blob storage account to SQL database to, okay, data lake Gen2 storage account. I'll say here Blob. Source is here Blob, and this is source. I'm just making a diagram in a very small way because I don't want to waste the time in diagrams. I want to show you practically rather than this one. This is source. Okay. This is my source. Somewhere here it gone. Blob is source. Okay, this is our SQL database. This is the destination. This is what? Destination. Okay, this is what? One pipeline. This we are doing in pipeline 1. Okay, next, this SQL database, which is destination here it will become source. The SQL database, okay, which is destination here, that SQL database will become source here. That will become source here, and the destination is what? Data lake Gen2. Destination is what here? Data lake Gen2. Okay, from here to here. In between, we are using some activities. That all activities I'm not drawing, guys. It will take a lot of time. The lab itself is very big. Let me show you practically. Practically, when you see it will be much more understandable to you. Okay. This is another pipeline. Okay. This is pipeline 1. This is pipeline 2. Second pipeline. Okay. Now we'll have one more pipeline, pipeline 3. This will be pipeline 3. Okay. And in this pipeline 3, we'll call this pipeline. We'll call this pipeline. Okay. pipeline. In pipeline 3, here we are using some activities. So in pipeline 3, we are calling this pipeline 1 and pipeline 2. So pipeline 1 and pipeline 2 is actually getting executed here in pipeline 3. Okay. Pipeline 1 and pipeline 2. Pipeline 1 and pipeline 2 is actually getting executed in pipeline 3. Okay. This is what technically I'll show you everything. Okay. You will understand it. Here we are executing both the pipelines in pipeline 3. So this is what, this is some activities we are using. I didn't draw all these activities. It will take a lot of time for us. Okay. So I hope you have understood the concept. If still not, I believe at least 40% you have understood. Now see the lab, you will understand all. Create a blob storage account, container inside the storage account, upload multiple CSV files, Excel files inside the container. So I'll go here to home. I'm not creating a storage accounts. Existing storage accounts only I'm using. Okay. The same repeated things I don't want to do in the class. So I'll use the same existing storage accounts and I will upload some files. Okay. CSV files and Excel files. So yeah, see, there are 3 CSV files, 1, 2, 3, and 2 Excel files. This is done. Fine. Next, create an SQL database in Azure portal as per the above demo process and procedure. SQL database, just we have deployed yesterday only. Again, I'm deploying an SQL database. Quickly, I'll deploy one SQL database. Okay. I'll take this one. I'll say here DB in cloud. I'll take here new server. I'll say here SQL server in Azure 1911. Okay, I'll take it as Australia East. Okay. I'm giving the same details, guys, so that it will be easy for us to remember, easy for us to connect. I said admin as Gareth. Okay. Fine. I'll say here, next is what development I'll go for. I'll go for the standard storage, standard database. I'll set the processing power to 20. Size of the database is 20 GB. Okay. I'll allow this database to communicate to other resources and I can connect to this database from my local laptop. I'll go ahead and create the database and database server. Okay. I'll create the database and database server. Step 2, launch ADF, create ADF, launch ADF. Then we'll create what? Link services. Okay. Fine. So let the database gets created here. Meantime, I'll start creating the ADF. Okay. I'll go to data factories. I'll say here create. Okay. I'll create a data factory here. ADF 1911. Click on create. Go to resource, launch the studios. manage link services plus new. I'll say here blob. I'll give this link service name. Follow the proper naming conventions, guys, so that going forward it will not be confusion. Okay. The next data set. I'll search here for blob only because I'm creating this data set for my source. So my source storage account is blob. That's why I'm going here and I'm saying blob. Okay. This link services I have created. Okay. I'll say here now source container. Okay. Click on create. Done. Then after that, I'm creating one more data set here for my cascade, activity, means activity inside an activity. And that I'm giving the data set name here is for what? Blob files to SQL. Okay. We have done this yesterday. Same thing we have done this yesterday, right? Same link services I'm giving here. Files to SQLDB. Okay. I'll go here. I'll pick this container. And say here, okay, 2 data sets I have created. Then publish all and publish just to save the things what we have done till now. Okay. Then I'll go for the pipeline implementation. Let me do the publish here. Okay. Publishing is completed. After publishing is completed, you can close the data sets what you have created. Before publishing, please don't close it, else the things will not get saved. What I'm doing here now, this is my first pipeline. I'm giving a very logical name. What I'm giving the name as a blob to SQL database. Means I'm copying the files from my blob storage account to SQL database. That's why the first pipeline I'm giving name as what? Blob to SQL database. Very logical name I'm giving. Okay, next, what I'll say here, drag and drop what? Okay, which activity? Get metadata activity. Get metadata activity. Give the name as get files. Okay, and give this DS blob files. Get metadata activity. Give the name here. Give this data set blob files. Okay, then plus field list plus new. Okay, child items, publish all, debug. I'll say a plus new field. Same things, guys. We have done this already. If you guys are catching it up, if you guys have done the practice, you can catch it up. Same thing. Okay. Debug, if you see the output, it will show the first we have kept in our blob storage account. How many files is there, whatever, it will show it to us if we do the debug. Okay. Come to pipeline activities pane, search for filter activity. Now we are picking one type of files, whatever we want. If not, then you can pick all the files, whatever you want. Okay. What I'll do, I'll say here now, filter activity, drag and drop, establish the connection, click on the head of the activity, give name as filter CSV files. Please follow this naming conventions as it is in the material, else it is difficult for you to understand. Click on settings tab, item box, add dynamic content, just click once on get files. Okay. And then an expression will get in the pipeline expression builder and add dot child items. I'll say here settings. Okay, I'll say here items, add dynamic content. Okay, get files dot child items. Okay, who is the child items here? The files what we are having in our blob storage account. Child items is who? The files which we are having in our blob storage account. Condition box and pick this file. Okay. I'll say here, pick the CSV files. Okay. Items dot name, whatever the file names which are ending with .csv, pick that file. I'm giving the condition. Okay. Click on OK. Done. Publish all debug. Here we'll see the output of the two controls and we'll see only it is picking CSV files. Okay. So I'll say here publish all, publish. Okay. Done. I'll say here debug. Okay. It should pick the three CSV file. I'm not taking Excel. You guys can do this assignment as with Excel files. Why I'm not taking Excel? Because Excel files are very big. Excel files are having lot of data. It will take lot of time, okay, to run the pipeline. If you see here, Excel files is having lot of data. That's why I'm not considering Excel files here. Okay, what Excel files is? Patient data and practice data. If you see here, the files are very big actually. Okay. Asha, sorry. See, one more important thing, guys, very important thing. Okay, now it came across in front of us. I'm saying in Azure portal, you can access, okay, only CSV files and TXT files. Only these two files extensions you can access in Azure portal. Okay, apart from these files, if there are any other files, then you have to, okay, download the files in your laptop and then you can access it. So see, not possible to see the data. So I'll say here download. Okay, see, now the file got downloaded in my laptop. Now if I open the file, it is actually having lot of data. Okay, and it will take a huge time. That's why I'm not considering the Excel files. Okay, what is this showing? Afghanistan? Okay, some data, whatever it is. Okay, it is having less data only. It is having less data only. Okay, and let me check the other file. Close this one. Sorry, this is CSV file. Practice data, edit, download. Okay, is having small data only. You're having little data. No problem. So we can take even Excel also. There are some files, that files is having lot of data. If you consider that file, then it will take a lot of time. So what you guys can do, the same demo with Excel files. Okay. What you have to do if you want to do this with Excel file, simply change here the expression. Just mention here .xlsx. That's it. Fine. Say here, okay. Now what I'll do, I'll drop for each control and drop in the pipeline canvas, establish the connection. Okay, give name as for each file. Each file I want to copy. So I'll say here for each. For each file. Okay, click on settings tab, click on items box. Okay, settings tabs, item box, add dynamic content. Okay, and click on filter CSV files. Okay, and add dot value. I just say here add dot value. Okay, so whatever the files this filter activity is picking, I'm reading that output and as in value here in for each file, for each activity. Now go inside this activity. Okay, say here copy files from blob to storage. Copy files from blob storage to SQLDB. So come here, go to copy data activity, come here, copy file from blob to SQL database. So what we are doing, we are moving the data from blob storage account to SQL database. That's why I'm giving that name. For source dataset box, choose the blob files to SQL. This one, this dataset. Okay, fine. Click on open, go inside the dataset. Click on parameters tab. Open inside the dataset, click on parameters tab, and we'll define the parameters here. Source files. Okay. Connection tab. Click on the source file text box. File name text box, add dynamic content, just click once on source files. Okay. File name text box, the parameter what we have defined, we'll see here. Click on it, expression will get dynamically. I am passing the file names with the help of the parameters here. Okay. Click on copy data activity, source tab, click on source file text box. Copy data activity, source file text box, add dynamic content. Okay. Click on for each file and expression will get printed. Click on for each file, expression will get printed, and we have to give the name, whatever the file name that I want to pass it. Okay, done. Click on copy control, sync tab. Now we are doing the configuration for our sync. Destination. Sync means destination. Plus new insert type SQL. Okay, here we are creating what the dataset and link services both. We have not created. Plus new. What is our destination? SQL database. So search here SQL, not blob. Okay. See, search type SQL. Please be careful here. Azure SQL database. Continue. I'll give the dataset name. Something this one. Guys, just hold on. Let me finish this. Okay. Link services plus new. I'll give the link service name something like this. This link services also I have not created. Okay. Select the subscription, SQL server name, database name, username, password accordingly, and then click on test connection. Okay. Subscription name, server name, database name, SQL authentication, test connection, click on create. Connection should be successful. Just hold on. Just click on create. This is what we have done. Enter manually checkbox, import schema is done, and click on OK finally. Done. This is completed. Okay, click on open in sync tab. Click on open in sync tab, get inside the parameters, and then what we'll do, plus new, give name as what? Table name. Plus new, table name. Okay, click back on connection tab, click on enter manually checkbox. Okay, what we are doing, we are defining the tables that should be going to get created in our SQL database, where we are defining this in our destination data set. Okay, fine. Schema name text box, give it as DBO. Table is what? Database object. And then multiple tables we are creating here. That's why I'll say here add dynamic content, table name expression. Okay, add dynamic content, table. Click on this one. Okay, the click table name, the expression will get printed in the Python expression builder, and then say okay. Done. Next, come to pipeline at copy control in sync tab. Come to pipeline in copy control in sync tab here. Okay. Click on table name text box, add dynamic content. Okay, table name text box, I don't know, for each file, whatever it is, dot name. So whatever the file name we are passing here, with the same file name, table should also get created. That is what I'm giving. Fine. Come to copy data activity. This is what we have seen yesterday, right? We are getting CSV for all the tables which are getting created in our database. Okay, to remove that extensions for the database tables, copyright activity, click on sync tab. Click on the sync tab here. For table option, choose auto create table. Okay, auto create table here. And then what we'll do, we'll dynamically pass the complete table name. Okay. So click on table name text box, add dynamic content here. Table name text box, add dynamic content, and I replace this with this one. Okay. Put the below expression, the Python expression builder, click on OK finally. Okay. Done. Fine. Now do publish all, publish debug. Then here we'll see all the tables are created in our database with all the data inside the tables. I'll do publish all, publish. Let me open SSMS also here. What is my server name? Let me see my server name. I'll copy the server name. I'll put it here. Connect. Okay. All is done. Ready. Publish all is also completed. Okay. Tables are not there in the database in my destination. Okay. What is this you are saying, Bhaskar? Just yes, yes. Manpreet, I have told this yesterday. Actually, this expression, what you are saying now, we have used this already. Did you attend the class yesterday, Manpreet? Okay, I have shown the testing of this expression also yesterday. The same we are using today. Yes, what you have understood is absolutely correct. Fine. So see here, guys, no tables. No tables in our destination database. Yeah, perfect. I'll go here. Okay, I'll do the debug. Okay, before I'm doing the debug, I'll show you here in cloud platform also. Tables are not there in our target destination database. Here, no tables are there. See, no tables. Perfect. Now what I'll do, I'll go here and I will run the pipelines. Okay, it is in progress. Just hold on. Only get metadata got succeeded. This has to get succeeded. This has to get succeeded. This has to get succeeded. Multiple activities are there. Cascade activities also there. Okay. So it is in progress. Just hold on. This is part one. This is part one we have done till now. Okay. Still we have to start part two. Okay. Up to here, part one. Now from here, we are starting part two. This is part two. So let us hold on. Yeah, see, okay, still it is executing for each. Let us wait for some time. If you are having 5 files with same name, then it will throw an error, Bhaskar. How can you have 5 files with same name? Tell me. Okay, see now, pipeline will get confused if you are having 5 files with same name. All got succeeded. Okay, I'll come here. I'll take a refresh. Okay. Acha, so then that is not the same name, na Bhaskar? Will that be a same name? Customer 1, customer 2. Fine. So here, see guys, tables got created. Tables got created in our destination. I'll just check for one table whether data got loaded or not. I'll say here, select a star from dbo dot sales underscore file underscore 2014. Okay, execute. Yeah, super. Data also got loaded. Data also got loaded here. Okay, fine, fine. So what I'll do, okay, I'll just make an experiment here. What experiment I'll do? Instead of CSV, I'll say here Excel, SX. Correct, na? I'll make the experiment here. Okay, I'll go here. Okay, I'm just doing the same thing with Excel files also. Okay, Excel SX. See here the extension is what? Excel SX. Fine. I'll say here okay. And here, go here, go here, go here, and say here, replace with the XLSX. Okay. Publish all, publish. Okay. So now, how many Excel files are there? 2. 1, 2. So 2 tables will get created. 3 CSV files were there. 3 CSV files were there. 3 tables got created. 2 Excel files are there. Now I'm expecting 2 tables should get created. Let us see what will happen here. Okay. Filters. Which filters you are saying are we? Which filters you are saying? Filter activity. Then I think I have updated already, right? Okay. Fine. No problem. No problem. I'll say here publish all and I'll say here debug. Okay. This is what I was asking you to do the assignment, but even that also I'm covering. Still no problem, guys. You do it. Still no problem. You do it. Whatever it is, same also you do it. It will be for your hands-on, for your confidence, I'm telling. You will get the confidence if you do. Okay, it got failed. So what it is saying? Source peak connection 2. Okay, sync peak connection 3. So it's not copying for XLSX files. It's not copying for XLSX. Failure happened on sync site. Type Microsoft. Okay, the identifier that starts with this one. Okay, it's too long. Acha. It is saying this is too long actually. PK backslash U003 U004. What is this one? Is this a file name or data? What it is? Okay. Primary key as such is not this. Too long. Maximum length is 128. Okay. The identifier that starts with this one, 80097 is too long. Maximum length is 128 from Microsoft or SQL Client Data Provider. Auto resolve integration runtime. Okay, no idea, guys, why it is failing. Okay. Okay, here I have given CSV files, right? No, for table columns, we'll define the worker, not for files, Bhaskar. XLSX. It is getting failed at for each activity, actually. Okay, I'll see this later, guys. I'm not sure what is this issue actually. Okay, what is too long here? It is what it is saying. Okay, if I go here, source peak connection to sync peak connection. Am I missing something in the configuration? Sync failure happened on the sync side. Okay, 1 minute, hold on. Let me take a photo of this one so that I can debug it later. I'll take a photo of this error so that I can debug it later. Okay. No, see, if no, Mrityunjay, I need some time for this one. Okay. I'll get back to you on this maybe tomorrow sometime. Okay. So this is some configuration we are missing, I believe. Let me do one thing here. I'll drop these tables. Okay, okay, fine, fine. Let me try here. I think in last demos we have copied, na guys. In last demos we have copied. That we have changed the file extensions. I have shown it, right? No, we have changed to zip. We have changed to PDF. Different formats I have shown. CSV also we have seen. PDF also we have seen. Zip also we have seen. Okay, let the publishing gets completed here. Done. Publishing is completed. I'll do the debug. Let us see whether the tables will get created, pipeline will get succeeded or not this time. I think sometime it will be in the cache memory, guys. Okay, sometimes it will be in cache memory also. It will happen. Everything is correct, still it will not allow us. You have to design the new ADF completely from the beginning and you can try. So pipeline is in progress. See, it is succeeding. I'll just come here. I'll refresh for the tables. Let me see tables got created or not. Okay. I'll say here execute. Yeah, data came. Now, okay, this is the part one we have done. Pipeline one. Next pipeline, we'll start it now. What it is saying, create ADL Gen2 storage account, container inside the storage account. So I'll come here. This is my destination storage account, container inside the storage account. So I'll say here destination container, perfect. I'm not keeping anything inside the container. Okay. Create a new pipeline. Okay. Next, second pipeline. In this pipeline, what I'm doing, SQLDB to ADL. I'm doing SQLDB to ADL, second pipeline. Okay, second pipeline. SQLDB to ADL, part two. This is part one, this is part two. Now, what I'll do here, drag and drop lookup activity, give this name, get tables. From where we have to get the tables? We have to get the tables from our database. I'll give the name here as what? Get tables. Okay. I have told Bhaskar this very long. I have told this in storage account concepts. Okay. See the video recordings, Bhaskar. Okay. Fine. So I'm giving this name get tables in setting stamps plus new. Okay. Here we are creating what? Data set for our okay source. Who is source here? The source is what? SQL. Okay. I'll say here plus new SQL, sorry, Azure SQL database, just set name. Okay. I have to create a new database. No, link services. This one I can use because this link services is also pointing our SQL database only, right? So I can take this one. That is correct. Okay. Check the checkbox, enter manually import schemas, and then say okay. Done. Create a new data set in search type Gen2. Okay, click on Azure Data Lake Gen2 storage. This is very important. What we are doing now, we are creating the data set for our destination. Our destination is what? In second part, this part is done. In second part, who is the destination? This one, Data Lake Gen2. That's why when we are creating a data set, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 data sets we have created. I'm creating a fifth data set now. And I'll say here Gen2. Okay. I'll give this name as water. Okay. DSADL Gen2. DSADL Gen2. Link services plus new. Give name as what? ADL Gen2. LS ADL Gen2 subscription destination storage account. Click on create. Okay. For file path, give this destination container. This is destination container that we have it. Done. Come to lookup activity in settings tab only, uncheck first row only checkbox, because this is important. Lookup activity, first row only checkbox. This is uncheck. Why? If you check it, then it will consider only first row to copy. Okay. For use query, click on query radio button, then a box will appear on us. Okay. Click on query radio button. Then here you can write the query. What query I'm writing? Okay. Click on that box, click on add dynamic content and paste the below query. What is this query I'm saying here? See, I'm saying that, okay, select a star from database name. What is our database name? This database name we have to see, okay, what we have created in our cloud platform. Here in above query, for database name, pass the SQLDB name that we gave at the time of database creation in our Azure portal, in our Azure cloud platform. What is the database name we have given? We have given the database name as what? Okay, DB in cloud. DB in cloud. So I'll say here exactly the same. Okay. DB in cloud. Okay. This change you have to do after passing and after pasting the query with database name. Changes. Click OK. Publish all. Publish and do the debug. Okay. Publish all. Publish. Okay. Okay. This is done. I'm not doing debug as of now. Let it be. Drag and drop for each activity in pipeline. After lookup activity, establish the connection and give name as for each table. What we are doing for each table now. I'll say here for each activity, establish the connection, give the name as for each table. Okay, and here give the proper name for each table. Settings tab, click on checkbox, add dynamic content. Okay, settings box. Okay, in settings tab, click on items checkbox, this one, add dynamic content. Okay, click on get tables and add dot value. Okay, I'm saying that get me the value from this control. Okay, fine. Then same, go for the copy data activity. Okay, to copy the data from the tables to files. Copy the data from SQL tables to files. Okay, so inside it, I'll say here copy data. Here I'll give the name, what it is giving the name, copy data from SQL database to ADLSA. Okay, in source tab plus new, source tab plus new, and what we are doing, we are searching your SQL. Okay, continue dataset name. I am giving it as what? DS input SQL tables, link services. This one we are referring. Then check the box, enter manually, import schema as done. Okay, say here okay, then click on the open, pass the parameters. Okay, click the enter manually checkbox, this one, and then click on parameters tab plus new, parameters tabs plus new. For name text box, pass table schema, click again on plus new. Okay, I'll say here table schema, and again for name text box, pass name as what? Table name. Okay, come to pipeline, click on copy activity in source tab. Where is your copy activity? Yeah, here in second pipeline, copy activity. Carefully do the navigations, guys. Okay, in source tab, for source data set text box, drag and drop, choose this one. Okay, here in source tab, okay, for source data set text box. Okay, so where it is source dataset text box, come to pipeline, click on copy activity source tab. Okay, I'm in source tab only. For source dataset text box, drop down, choose this one, DS input SQL tables. This is a DS input SQL tables. This is correct only. Why we are doing? This is just a refresh we are doing to populate the parameters value. So table schema is there. Table name is where? No. Table name is not there, na? That's why we'll just do the refresh. That's it. Now see, table schema, table name both came. This is correct data set only. Just to populate this table name parameter value, we are changing the data set here, which is acting like a refresh, acting like a refresh. This is for your hint. I have written already. Okay, click on table schema text box and click on for each table. Okay, and add dot table schema. Okay, click here, click here, click here. This will be table schema. Dynamically, we are passing. Okay, table name. Okay, fine. Okay, done. Come to copy data activity. Now click on sync tab. This is our sync tab, ADL Gen2. ADL Gen2. For sync dataset, choose this dataset what we have created in above step. DS ADL Gen2 plus new. In search type, say Gen2 here. Okay. Click on plus in sync tab. In search type, say here Gen2. Continue. Okay. So we want files in which format? Okay. Comma delimited. Give the data set. No extra characters, guys. Link services ls ADL Gen2. This we have created already. This is what the link service is taking. Click on folder icon, click on container, in directory box, pass output tables. Okay, click on folder icon, click on the container. Okay, in directory box, pass as output tables. Check first as header. So output tables I have not created actually. One more container it has to be created. So what I'll do, I'll say here, this container I'll take, and here for directory box, I'll pass here output tables. Any name you can give here, guys. It's your choice. Fine. Check first as header, import schema as none. Say here, okay. Now click on open in sync tab, click on parameters tab. Open parameters tab. Okay, file name. This is where we are making our water destination ready. Then click on connection tab, click on file name text box. File name text box, add dynamic content. Click on file name, okay. Dynamically passing the file names to our destination. Whenever the files gets created from the SQL database tables, whatever the table names are there, the files will also get created with the same name in our destination. Come to copy activity in sync tab for sync dataset. Come to copy activity. Okay, actually it's going very big, guys. So where is my copy activity? Yeah, here it is. Okay, this is my copy activity. Okay, come to copy activity sync tab. This is the sync tab. Okay, for sync dataset, carefully choose DS output files. DS output files, that is correct. Click on file name text box, add dynamic content, and paste the below expression pipeline expression builder. What we are doing here, see, I'm saying that items.table schema, that is DBO underscore items.table name. These values we are getting from our file names, and then I'm giving the file extension .csv. I'm giving the file extension as a what CSV. So this I'm giving where in file name text box. Say here, okay. Click on copy activity, click on source tab, click on open, click on connection tab. Okay. Click on open, click on connection tab. Okay. Click on schema name text box. Schema name text box, add dynamic content. Okay. Click on table schema. Okay. Carefully handle this one. And here table name. Same steps. Click on table schema. Okay. Click on table name text box, add dynamic content. Click on table name. Okay. Done. Publish all, publish, debug. I'll just do the publish all. Okay, publishing is completed. Now I can close all these data sets, guys. I can close all these data sets now. Not a problem. These are all the data sets. This is my first pipeline. This is my second pipeline. This is my first pipeline. This is my second pipeline. Okay. What I'll do now, after this is done, publish debug. Hence, now we can see what all the tables we have in SQL database will be loaded into our Tittle Gen2 storage account in the form of a CSV files. So I'll come here, I'll come to home, I'll go to storage accounts, destination storage account. Let me see if there is any files or not here. Okay, I'll say here, see no files, nothing, it is empty. I'll run my second pipeline carefully. Okay, SQL database to ADL. I'm running my second pipeline. I'm expecting the files here to be. So the tables are there here in my database. This is now my source. This is now my source. And this is now is my destination for this pipeline. Just hold on. Hope it will get succeeded. It will not get failed. Okay. All activities got succeeded. Come here, go back, take a refresh. Destination container. See, super. Table, the tables turns to files and it got loaded into the destination. Here in pipeline 1, files turns to table and loaded, created here in SQL database. And here tables turns to files and got loaded into our destination. Okay, fine. Now delete the tables from database, CSV files from destination storage account for sure, so that when we execute the pipelines again, can load the data as shown below. Okay. Metadata, I have told this long back. What is the use of metadata activity? Okay. So please refer the video recordings. I'll tell again. Everything, guys, it's there in the video recording. The only thing is you have to see, you have to remember. Seeing is one thing, remembering is one thing. Fine. So metadata activity we use here to get the files metadata information, like what type of files, how many files, what is the extensions of the files, what is the file sizes. Okay, all this information when we want, then we go for metadata activity. Lookup activity is we are using for what? Here we are using lookup activity, right? So what we are getting when we are executing the lookup activity, see here, get tables. Okay, it is giving us like the information about your source system, like what is your table names, file names. Okay, what type of file it is going to be, what is the schema of the file. If it is a table, it will give you the database objects as schema. Okay, how many tables and how many files that are there in your source systems. This kind of information you can get it from lookup activity. Okay, filter activity, I think somewhere here we have used. Yeah, filter activity to pick one type of files. Okay, to load it into your destination. For each activity, to pick each and every file of that type to load it into your destination, we are using for each activity. Copy activity to copy the data, to move the data, to copy the data from your source to target. Every activity, guys. Okay, when we are using it, I'm explaining it. When you are using second time, third time, so you have to remember in last demo why we have used this, what was the purpose. Or else simply you can Google also. Not required to Google. Already I am telling in a very simple words. In a very simple words, I am telling. Yes, it will take too much time to do. Yes, that's true, Manju. That's true. That's true. Efforts is there, ma. Lot of hard work is there. See, I'll tell you one thing. Compared to DevOps engineers, okay, the salaries, okay, for data engineers are very, very high. The salaries for data engineers are very high. Okay, so if you need a good salary, then you need to do more hard work. I'm telling you. Huge salaries, guys. I'm telling you. Believe me. After 3-4 years, trust me, you can easily take home salary would be 1 lakh rupees just in 3-4 years of experience. Okay. See, whatever the technology related to data, Dhananjay, it is having a huge value. It is having a huge value. Either you do data analytics, you do data engineering, you do data presentation, machine learning and data science. Okay. Previous batches, I'm not sure, Manju. Okay, some students will be in touch, some students will not be in touch. Some students will leave Hyderabad, some students will go to Pune, some goes to Mumbai, some will go to US for higher studies. So all mix and match is there. Okay, fine, guys. See here, I'll just continue my lab. So still the lab is not completed. What I'll do now, I'll go here. I'll delete these tables now. Okay, why I'm deleting these tables? Because I want to run these two pipelines from my third pipeline. I want to run these two pipelines from my third pipeline. That's why I'll delete this. Because when my first pipeline and second pipeline will run, it will again create the tables in SQL database, and it will again load the files into my destination. Okay. So I will go here and I will delete the tables. Done. What I'm going to do now, see here. Execution of above pipelines in sequence one after the other. Execution of above pipelines in sequence one after the other. If you want to execute the multiple pipelines one after the other based upon the project requirement, then we can create a new pipeline with this name called PL execution pipeline. I'll say here new pipeline. I'll say here name as what? PL execute pipeline. And then in activity sprint search, execute pipeline activity. I'll say here execute pipeline activity. Okay. I'll say here execute pipeline 1. Drag and drop pipeline canvas. Give name as execute first pipeline. Execute first pipeline. In settings tab for invoke pipeline, choose this one. This is my first pipeline. SQL. No, this is my first pipeline. Yeah. This is my first pipeline. This is my second pipeline. So this is my first pipeline. So blob to SQLDB. Blob to SQLDB. I'll drag and drop one more time. I'll establish the connection. I'll say here, execute second pipeline. Okay. By giving name as what? Execute second pipeline. Okay. Settings. So my second pipeline is this one. SQLDB to ADL. Carefully select the pipelines. Okay. Fine. I'll say here, publish all, publish. So see here now, tables are not there in my SQL database. Perfect. Okay. Fine. And then next, destination folder is also not having any files. Then I'll come here now. I'll run only this pipeline. I'm running my third pipeline. This third pipeline internally calling my first and second pipelines. Okay. And when I run this pipeline, this activity will run my first pipeline. This activity will run my second pipeline. First pipeline will create the tables in the SQL database. Second pipeline will create the files in the storage account. Okay, fine. I'll say debug. That's it. That's it, guys. Okay. Publish all. Publish we have done. Now I have done the debug. Debug is going on. Just wait and watch. All the things will get happen here automatically. Tables will also get created. Files will also get created in destination storage account. Okay. So this is the next topic. I'll explain this. Let me mark your syllabus here. You need, if you need 2 days to complete this lab, if you are needed 2 days to complete this lab, do this lab. This is something like a project. Okay. No, Manju, what I suggest here for you, thank you, Manju. Thank you for your good comments. What I'm saying here, Manju, see, completely give 100% attention on your video recordings. Because if you give 100% attention on your video recordings, then mostly you will not encounter any issues. You will not come across with any issues. Okay, if little here and there, okay, you miss the video recordings even for 30 seconds, 1 minute, then you will get an error. If you get an error, you will lose the confidence, you will lose the interest. So first to do as it is, how I'm doing in the labs. Okay, after we have completed ADF, I'll give you some assignments also on top of ADF, guys, wherein you can do the assignments as well, if you are interested. Okay, so at least do all the labs. Assignments is an additional information, additional knowledge. Okay, that's a value add, but at least do the labs. Okay, Ahil Khan, just hold on. We are still having lot of classes to complete, Ahil. Okay, so let us finish at least some classes. Then I will share I'll share the sample resume. Why? Because in resume I have mentioned many topics for data engineering. Many topics are mentioned as roles and responsibilities in data engineering. Okay, that topics we have not covered. So if that copies are present, if that topics are present in the resume, then unnecessarily it will be losing for your confidence. So that's why normally what we'll do at the end of the batch, we'll share the sample resumes so that all the topics will be covered. When you read the topics in the sample resume, then you will get that kind of comfortness. Yes, this we have done. Yes, this sir have shown. Yes, this we have done the lab. Okay, getting my point? So I hope the pipelines got succeeded. Super. See, first pipeline got succeeded. Second pipeline also got succeeded. Now go here. check whether the tables got created or not. This is the first pipeline output. Okay, this is the first pipeline output. Okay. Debugging as such, you can do it at pipeline level only, because in third pipeline, we are just invoking the first and second pipeline. Okay. That clear, Shilpa Sahu? See, this is the expected output of first pipeline. This is the expected output we should see for the second pipeline. Files should be present. Yeah, super. See, files are present. So both the pipelines are getting executed successfully with our third pipeline. Now, in the interviews, they might ask what they will ask in the interview. What is the activity, okay, that we can use to execute the complete ADF pipeline? The activities execute pipeline activity we can use to run the complete ADF pipeline. Okay, have you used pipelines in parallel, wherein pipelines can run one after the other, invoking the third pipeline? Yes, this is what the lab you can say. You can prepare the sentence, you can prepare the answers by yourself, guys. Okay, if you have done all the labs and everything is in your head, if every activity, functionality, purpose, usage, pipelines is there in your head, then you can easily answer the questions with your own material. Manju, theory wise, you have to prepare material, this complete material, okay, from first page to last page. See, from first page to last page, this complete material, concept by concept, word by word, should be there in your head. Still, there is a lot of things that we have to discuss. Like this, we are having other materials also. I'll share that later. Not now. Let me teach first, then I'll share it. Fine, guys. Is that clear? This is what the end of our demo. Okay. So what I'll do in tomorrow's class, I'll start with this concept. Pickup schedule-based trigger, tumbling windows-based trigger, event-based trigger. This is an automation concept. Schedule-based trigger, we have already discussed, if you guys remember. Okay. Tumbling windows-based trigger and event-based triggers we'll see in tomorrow's class. All right, guys. Fine. So today's lab was very big. I understand. Okay. If it is taking 2 days time for you to complete, do it. Do it. No problem. You take 2 days. I have taken 1.5 hours. You take 2 days, but do it. Okay. All right, guys. So am I good to close the class for today? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone. Good night.